So the debrief process here in SailGP is we're trying to analyze what happened during a given day or a given time and make notes, make suggestions, talk to the guys about what they were feeling, what they were thinking, and how we can improve in the future. We could have maybe made a little bit of a shift in our mentality and just said, all right, we've got 3 of the 4 other boats that we're racing against all have rounded the mark right behind us.
Like our high mode was GBR's normal mode, it looks like.
We started out the process here in SailGP with learning the boats and figuring out how to sail them well, and we're still doing that, but at the same time we kind of slowly progress what we're looking at to get a little bit more refined as the team improves. And we start out a lot more in the boat handling and boat speed side, and we're slowly getting into working more and more on tactics, rules. What we look at slowly changes throughout the evolution of a campaign. We're in that situation where we're second place and we've got the whole rest of the fleet behind us following us. There's not a big reason to split from that. It's sort of like a holding, it's a holding pattern on the fleet. If you will, we kind of have a syllabus or a lesson plan that we spell out for the whole season. It's not super detailed, I guess, but it's more of a concept of what we're trying to work on in different wind conditions, different venues. Each place is going to be slightly different, and we just slowly work through that plan and schedule as we go through the season. There's no question that ego comes into play sometimes, and there's times when that can be difficult to manage, but for the most part, the guys that we're dealing with have gotten to this level because they're used to being coached, and so that they understand the value in being helped along the way, and so they allow it to happen. Probably one of the hardest things that is very different to some of the other coaching that I do is that the intensity of the experience of being on board these boats is so high, the adrenaline rush that these guys get, the feeling and the concentration levels that they need to have during even just a practice run, especially when it's quite windy, is really high. So they finish, they'll finish a race or finish even just a lap of training, and they're just like buzzing on adrenaline. And to try and get in and to say something constructive to them and talk to them in a timely manner so that they can apply it to the next race, that's a little bit of a balancing act sometimes on my part, and it makes it interesting and a good challenge, quite honestly. I've evolved with how I've approached things and how I'm working with the guys, and that's just part of the process of getting to know each other and how we work together and how we interact, how we communicate with each other is a big one. And hopefully I'll continue to improve on that in my presentation and my discussions with these guys, and how I can get through to them in the best manner and how they can communicate with me in the best way. I think that that's probably the biggest thing that we need to be working on as a team to be able to work together as a group, as between the coach and the sailors to make the biggest gains moving forward.